This is the Royals POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Kansas City Royals. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Wow. Can't believe we're here again. Welcome in. It's the Locked On Royals POSTCAST here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chance Liebau, here to bring you reaction to every single Royals game the rest of this season. Go ahead and shoot me a follow on Twitter at Chance Liebau. You'll be able to check out the live stream and much more. Just shoot me a follow on Twitter. I really appreciate it. If you can't make a show live, which we do these every night, or every Royals game, every Royals post game, don't worry. These episodes will be uploaded for you to listen to on demand wherever you get your podcast, or you can come back and check out the video on YouTube a little bit later once this live stream is ended. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on our notifications so that you get a notification and alert on your phone or your mobile device whenever we go live. Thank you guys for joining the show. We already have some people in the chat. We had Brent in here before the game even ended, said he's getting his popcorn here for the comments, and appreciate you guys all for hopping in. This is going to be a pretty, I want to say it's going to be a pretty short episode because, man, everything we're kind of beating a dead horse right now. Everything that happened tonight has happened before, and that's the unfortunate part. And I might have come around on a couple of ideas. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, we'll start out with our usual What You'll Be Talking About segment.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right. This is the worst offense in Major League Baseball in the first 5 innings. Against starting pitchers, this Royals offense is the worst in Major League Baseball. I went to teamrankings.com, which is one of my favorite sites, a great site where you can get a lot of different information on a lot of different things. For you gamblers out there, FanDuel is one of our ad sponsors today. We'll get to them in a little bit, but they've got some great information on no-run first innings. So if you're a gambler and love to dabble in that, teamrankings.com is where I go for all that information. But one thing that I found today, and I've got it here on my handy-dandy little notebook. I've been taking notes in the game, although these notes are a lot shorter because it's been the same thing over and over and over again. But the one thing that I went and picked up, and I said it yesterday on the show, that the Royals' first 5 team total under is always a good bet. Well, this season, the Royals in the first 6 innings of games this season are averaging 2.16 runs per game. That is third worst in Major League Baseball. Third worst behind the Rockies and the Pirates. 2 really bad baseball teams. So the Royals are obviously really bad. And it's even worse when you consider when they play at home. That number dips to 1.74, which is far and away the worst in Major League Baseball. The Pirates are 2.10, so almost over a quarter of a run more per 6 innings. That is really bad, and it continues to pop up as an issue. The Royals had an excellent start to today's game. They had Jonathan India walk. They get a run in the first inning. Salvador Perez hits one into left. It feels like this is going to be the frustration-ending series against a team that has just been a punching bag. Losers of 14 in a row on the road. It felt like this was a great opportunity for the Royals to come in and, potentially, possibly make something happen. Sorry, it wasn't Jonathan India that walked. It was Maikel Garcia who got on second. Then Salvi brought him along. But man, this continues to happen. After Salvi brings in Maikel, Jack Caglione gets out. Then later, it just continues to be an issue where this team cannot hit with runners on base. Royals get a leadoff runner on. It was Maikel Garcia. Vinny hits it sharply to the left side, right at a guy. And it should have been 2, but a really weird throw by Max Muncy made it a little bit of an easier play for a fat and slow Vinny to get to first base. I don't even know. It's becoming to the point where it's like I don't even know what to say. This team just doesn't have an approach to plate. Everybody in the comments talks about, and I do read the comments. I know I don't really respond to them on here most of the time because I usually have my own thoughts and I don't want to take some from you guys, although I do encourage you guys to keep commenting. But the comment I see a lot is, why are they, taking these pitches? Why are they swinging so much? Why a lot of it has to do with what the guys at the plate decide to swing at and not to swing at, when they decide to swing, when they don't decide to swing. And honestly, I couldn't tell you why they aren't swinging, which is honestly really, really bad, because I probably should be able to tell you why that probably wasn't sitting that pitch there. Okay. Probably wanted to see first pitch, get a read out of this guy out of the bullpen. Okay. Once you get to the second, third time around in the order, you should probably have a decent idea of what you're going to see from a guy. Unless, of course, you're Bobby Witt Jr. or you're Salvador Perez, who refuse to see any pitches whatsoever. So there are so many issues that continue to compound each other. The Royals have no approaches at the plate. They don't hit the ball hard. When they do hit the ball hard, it is on the ground. We had a commenter bring up the stat that they showed on the broadcast. I'm going to search for it here. Tony, thank you so much. Did you see the stat that on 90% of CAG's contact is low line drives and ground balls? Yes, I did see that. Thank you, Tony, for bringing that up, because Ryan talked about it a little bit, how CAGs is getting a lot of low pitches because obviously these major league pitchers have scouting. They know exactly what he's capable of when he's able to do what he's able to do. They're throwing him a lot of pitches down low. They're trying to get him to hit the ball on the ground, and he is. And right now, everybody on the Royals is hitting the ball on the ground. Bobby Witt Jr., I tweeted out, he's either killing worms or he's hitting the ball 500 feet in the air that lands in a shortstop's glove. It continues to be there are a lot of coaches will talk about approach at the plate, and a lot of coaches will talk about, hey, we need to be doubles hitters, not home runs hitters. The Royals, it seems like the guys at the plate are trying to be home run hitters. Bobby Witt Jr. seems like he's trying to go yard every time, or he's trying to hit a line drive right through the pitcher's face. He needs to work gaps. I mean, the Royals aren't getting any extra base hits at all, except for when Tyler Soderstrom, a converted catcher that's never played the outfield before, is missing fly balls in left field. It continues it over and over and over again. We're going to continue to beat this dead horse until something changes. I don't know what that change needs to be, but something has to change, whether it's an approach thing, a lineup thing. They're running out of options at this point. They are running out of options. And I'm going to talk about that very, very much in the next segment. We are going to talk about what options do the Royals have left? What is the next step for this Royals team in the evolution of the 2025 Kansas City Royals? I'm going to talk about that next when we come back here on the Locked On Royals postcast. All right, time now to talk about the sponsors of today's show. We're going to start out with Trade Coffee. Let's be real. Coffee, it isn't just a drink. It's a ritual, a lifetime, it's a ritual, a lifeline, the thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning. And if it's that essential, why settle for anything less than amazing? That's where Trade Coffee comes in. Trade Coffee is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S., delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-over purist, they've got a roast for you. They've got a roast you'll love. And if the first match isn't perfect, Trade will replace it for free until they get it right. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. That's TRADE.com/lockedonmlb for 50% off your 1-month trial. Time to tell you about the next sponsor of today's video. It's FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. Currently, we've got an NBA Finals game going on right now, and I can go to my phone and I can go over to my FanDuel app right here, and I can live bet the Pacers at whatever number I want. You can do that as well if you head over to FanDuel. And if you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, I teased it. What options do the Royals have left? They are running out of scapegoats. First, it was MJ Melendez. Then it was Hunter Renfroe. Then it was Michael Massey. Who is it now? And myself and Jack Johnson, who hosts our daily Locked On Royals podcast, Jack and I talk a lot. We work together. We both kind of backed off on the take that Alex Zumwalt needs fired. But man, it's kind of parasitic where the longer you're with this guy, whether you're a Vinny Pasquantino or an MJ Melendez, or now he's starting to creep into the Bobby Witt Jr. territory. Like the longer you're around Alex Zumwalt, the worse things are getting for you at the plate. If you go and look, and I'm a big baseball savant fan, it's my one guilty pleasure. If you go back and look at MJ Melendez and Vinny Pasquantino in their first season in the big leagues, their first season, it was a shorter season for both of them, so they don't qualify. If you go and look at that and look at their chase rates, their walk rates, their strikeout rates, pretty solid. Then you fast forward to 2025. It's a little bit different. They have regressed from their approach where they, as rookies, when you're a rookie, you would kind of expect pitchers to attack you, go right at you, throw you a lot of strikes. And in that time frame, they were really good at having a good approach to plate. They were getting on base with base on balls. They were getting base hits. They weren't striking out. And the more time they spent with Alex Zumwalt, who I'm not using as a scale, there is correlation and causation. Those are two entirely different things. I'm not saying which one Alex Zumwalt, as the Royals hitting coach, is. I'm not trying to say he needs to be fired. I'm not going to call for anybody's job. He's got a very difficult job where he's got to manage a lot of egos. But this Royals team, the guys that are with him the longest, have struggled. And I'm continuing to worry about the development of some guys where it is crucial for them, whether that be Michael Garcia or a guy like Jack Caglione, of course, or later down the road when legitimate Royals prospects start to come up, not just the Nick Loftons of the world, not just the Drew Waters reclamation projects. He has continued to struggle the longer he's spent with the Major League squad. So I do start to wonder if Alex Zumwalt is the next domino to fall, because at this point right now, the Royals are out of excuses. I thought yesterday was rock bottom for the Royals. I really, truly did. Thought yesterday was rock bottom. Worst loss of a competitive Royals team in a long time. Today was even worse. You can say they lost 6-3, and the box score will say that, but getting a couple of runs gifted to you by Mason Miller, who had bad command in the ninth, doesn't make the offensive performance that any better than it just was. It was a terrible offensive performance. I'll go out on a limb and say that. At what point do you have to have the really tough conversation of maybe it's not the players? Because I don't think the Royals have bad baseball players on the team. And I said last week I said, this Royals team just doesn't have very many, very good baseball players. They've got a lot of has-beens and a lot of never-will-be's, kind of like in Major League the movie. But as we stand right now, the longer we sit and wait for some of these guys to break out of slumps, Bobby Witt Jr. is having a really bad month and a half. We have been waiting since Bobby Witt Jr. had his super long hitting streak. We have been waiting patiently for him to break out. It is June 13th, and Bobby Witt Jr.'s batting average is in the 270s. That's an issue. He hit 330 last season. And I'm not saying that it's Zumwalt's fault. It could be that people are adjusting. But at what point do the Royals adjust? At what point do the Royals make some tough decisions? Because at some point, you're going to run out of guys to send down to Omaha or DFA. They are running so let's say that you believe that, let's just throw a guy out there. Let's say you believe that Drew Waters is the problem. you want to send Drew Waters down to AAA. Who do you call up? Because guess who the first call is going to be for? It's going to be for MJ Melendez, who is hitting 085 in the majors this season and 230 in AAA. Or it'll be Cam Devaney, who is this year's version of CJ Alexander, who didn't do jack squat last season. You're running out of guys that you can run out there and cross your fingers and hope that they are going to be a part of the solution. I am curious what the next decision is to be made, because I give credit to JJ Piccolo. He's done a great job about being proactive, not sitting on his hands, giving guys X amount of ABs until they, let something happen. He's been pretty good at approaching this. At what point do you run out of options on guys to use as an excuse? Well, John Rave just hasn't been hitting right now, but if we get a guy in here, if we get MJ Melendez in here instead of John Rave, like, that's going to help us out a lot. It might in the long run. I'm not going to say it won't, but it is going to be a really interesting couple of weeks, because the Royals have an off day on Monday, and then they've got a West Coast road trip. They've got Texas in Arlington for 3 next week, and then they're in San Diego against the Padres, a really good Padres team, for 3 on the road. And the Royals have traditionally never done well, at least in my lifetime as a fan, in the Pacific time zone. And then you're back at home. You're facing the Rays. You're facing the Dodgers. And then you head out to Seattle. It is going to be very interesting to see, because this was supposed to be the series that the Royals get back on the right track, that the Royals make some strides in a positive direction. And tonight was quite the opposite of that, because Luis Severino shoved it. I mean, he was, I don't want to call him great, but the Royals just had weak contact after weak contact. I'm going to go back and look at the Savant page. It didn't feel like the Royals got a whole lot of balls out of the infield in the first 8 innings. Of course, they had the triple from Lofton in the 9th. And I think Garcia, of course, had a double. But it didn't feel like they were getting very many balls out of the outfield tonight. The lineup just really didn't perform that well. And they are running out of time. They are running out of it. It is June 13th. That is insane to say that the Royals, I don't know who you look to. A month ago, it was, well, John Rave's hitting really well. We can call him up. At some point, Cags will be up this season. I don't know anymore. There's no guys on the injured list other than Michael Massey that you can really say that they could bring up. It's the pitching staff that's all banged up. And so at this point, I truly don't know what the move is. And I don't envy JJ Piccolo, because he has put a lot of John Sherman's well-earned, hard-earned cash into this baseball team. And right now, they are squatting away a golden opportunity in a very mediocre American League wildcard race, and they're doing it against competition that they should be beating up on. The Royals have now dropped 3 of their last 4 against the White Sox and A's combined, and the A's just snapped a 14-game losing streak on the road. I'm running out of excuses. I'm running out of ideas to make this team better. I know a lot of people are too. I saw Joel Penfield on Twitter today saying, I don't even know what to say anymore. And I feel the exact same way. I love watching the Royals. I love doing this postcast with you guys. It's been 10 episodes now, and I really enjoy it. But right now, watching this team feels like a chore, because they are so difficult to watch. But I appreciate all of you guys hopping in the comments. Obviously not the result we wanted tonight, but this is definitely not what we wanted to see from the Royals this evening. But good news, they play tomorrow and they play Sunday. So have an opportunity to go win a series, but it's going to be difficult to climb out of the hole that they have put themselves in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on the video. Turn on the bell notifications so that you'll know when we go live. Should be around 6 o'clock tomorrow, depending on when the game ends. But right after the Royals game ends, just plan on being here the rest of the season, whether it's with me or potentially with Jack if I am unavailable that day. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'm Chance Liebau. This has been the Locked On Royals Postcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.